And it appears that we are live. Oh, fuck, I completely forgot to change that. Oh, so you're going to get some live editing. I don't know. Let's change the color of the clouds to, I don't know. Let's go slow hue shift.
What's wrong with the purpley blue?
It's just that I forgot to change the color. Oh, it's not clouds. That's the wrong one.
It doesn't matter.
It's not clouds, it's water flow. They just look like clouds. I just forgot. Okay, fight me. It's too busy just talking absolute shit with some of the mambas of Thingamabob. I'm going to make them, I don't know, really, really red. There we go, that'll do. That looks attractive. So there you go. That'll happen in a few minutes. Anyway, we're live. Hello, everyone, and welcome to a terrible stream for terrible people. How are we doing this beautiful Monday? And by beautiful, I am, of course, being ironic. It snowed like crazy over the weekend. And so it was very, very, very annoying to get the kids to school today. At which point we found out it was shut. And we live on a hill. So basically we had to risk life and limb to get the kids to school. Got literally up to the front door of it. And someone was walking out going, shut today, mate. I was like, thanks. So that was fun. Kids spent today. So not only that happening, but when I got home, because of, Corona and all that, they're relatively set up. I say relatively, with things for homeschooling. And today they put out this fucking 30-page long nonsense, like a workbook. But it says, best printed. And I was like, fine, we just got a printer. We're a legitimate business here at Cirsic Inc. So I got a printer that I haven't used to do anything business-wise. Mrs. Six used to do something.
Oh, that print off stuff for passport.
Yeah, she wanted.
That's it. That was ages ago as well.
To be fair, yeah, like it was an excuse to get a new printer. Our old printer fucking drove me mad. So, anyway. Yeah, I spent all goddamn morning trying to get this thing. First off, the thing that they sent, this fucking workbook for the kids, it's just every page had every goddamn colour and just huge blocks of it. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, printer ink, even, like, we got a laser printer because I'm not fucking insane. But even that, it's not free. And if you're going to put stuff on the page that just uses blocks of it, yeah, so I ended up spending all morning editing this goddamn thing in Photoshop so that like most of the page was just blank. And then when I printed it off, my printer just decided to duplex every page. And these are pages that you really need to be on their own, like they're like activities like cutting them out and shit. I was like, oh, you fucking bastards. Although to be fair, in the same vein, it was printing, because we have twins, it was printing each other's worksheet on one sheet. So if they could have faced each other, they could have filled it in one on each side. Yeah, that wasn't fucking ideal. So yeah, that's what I spent all morning doing, and it really fucking pissed me off. I started getting more and more mad about a goddamn printer that was doing good things. Just, I hadn't got, let's put it this way. I hadn't gotten that printer to, duplex printing is printing on either side. I hadn't got it to successfully duplex print since we bought it. It just refused to do it whenever I wanted it to do it. And the first time I didn't want it to do it, it fucking did it.
Okay.
Nah.
Right, okay, old man moaning. Thank you, Lord Illuminous Pooh. He's got a joke for you. There you go.
I'm an agnostic, apathetic atheist. I don't know, I don't care, but I also don't think there's a God. I mean, pretty much. I mean, that's what people, that is a, let's call it an argument from some people, is that, why do you care if people believe X, Y, Z bullshit? And it's because it's bullshit. And they'll sit there and they'll tell you the bullshit. And they'll say, my bullshit, it's true and it's a fact. Therefore, you should do something about it. Or therefore, we should go out of our way to change how fucking everything works. And so, you know, you have to fight against the bullshit. You can't stop. It's a never-ending fight. And, you know, the other argument then is, oh, yeah, saying things what he does is important. I think everybody fighting against stupid is important. I think I'm less important. I'm just kind of funny. But it definitely needs to be done. Moaning is good. It puts me at ease in today's stupid world. Yeah, I mean, here's Mrs. Sick having a go at me for moaning. She makes moaning into a competitive sport. She could go to the Olympics and fucking win gold medals in moaning.
I've been allowed to moan today.
I am not talking about today, and you fucking know it.
Yeah, but I'm allowed to today.
Yeah, you are allowed to moan today. That doesn't mean you're allowed to tell me not to moan anymore.
I have a theory of why my immune system ended up being really ill after the booster.
Yeah, she's had the booster. She has now got more 5G than anyone could possibly handle.
I have a feeling why. Because I had the AstraZeneca one before.
Oh, did they give you a different one?
This one I had the Pfizer one.
Does that work?
I don't know, but I had a look at the literature they gave me afterwards, trying to figure out the symptoms and stuff, because I had such a high fever, and I was like, is that normal? And then on the back it says pizza, and I was like, ow.
So they gave you the pizza one?
Yeah, and I was like, maybe that's why my immune
I mean, it wouldn't occur to me that, like, okay, you get, because in the UK, you get a code. If you're a person who bothers to fucking ask to, like, book appointments like me and Mrs. Sick does, because we're fucking insane, and then go straight past the massive line of people giving you dirty looks because we just went on the internet and booked because that's what it said to do. I wouldn't turn up somewhere. That's something that blows my mind, is I would never just turn up somewhere and expect to be served in some way quickly. Like, you book tables at restaurants. I don't know. But, yeah, you get the code. So I don't know how, when you, I assume you had to tell them your thing or show it to them? What? Or did they not ask for it? There's a code.
What code?
There's a fucking thing that they send you.
I've never been sent a code.
Oh, that's weird. Because I've got a code and go.
But I'm special because my immune system's wank.
So maybe because you're special and your immune system's wank, you didn't get the code, and so I don't know. Maybe you're gonna get like super 5G.
Probably.
Or maybe it's just gonna make, if she pops.
Thank you, Lord Illuminous, for $2. Not a joke. That's how I feel. And then we have None Your Business, who said, I don't care if you believe in God. I care if you want to make me believe in God, or use God to swing election or to shame group of people. Very true.
I mean, I would definitely use God to shame people. But I would use God to shame. Like, if God's real, God is the smartest, most beautiful, most everything amazing, at least in your mind, just most honest, most generous, everything. And the shit that those people are doing, your God fucking hates you. Your God is like, I hate you, Matt Powell, squish with finger. I hate you, Kent Hovind, squish with finger. Just like, you could just see God anting these people like a little shit burning ants with a magnifying glass, because your version definitely hates you, and how you can't even consider the fact that would be true blows my fucking mind. You keep lying. Although I saw a thing today about the world's oldest toddler. I can't remember.
Me?
I think I just...
No, you, definitely you.
Oh, fuck off. Matt Powell. Kent Hovind kept talking about whale penises. And in the video he was in, Matt Powell kept going red. He kept blushing. And that's how you know. People constantly talk about XYZ people, like actually being disingenuous.
Illuminous actually gave you a joke this time.
Did he?
Yeah.
I thought Illuminous was a joke.
It's called reading, dude.
I don't read. I can't read. I'm crushing your head. Crush, crush, crush. See, that's exactly what God would do. Crush, crush, crush. I'm literally sat here.
You're getting distracted. Like, here's a joke. Hear the one about a non-binary miner. There's gold in their hills.
There's gold in them their hills, dumbass.
I ain't got my glasses on.
See, this is why I told you to stop fucking reading things. You know, I
yeah,
do
but
see.
You don't bloody read them. So who else is gonna do it? The only reason I'm ever on these things is to keep your attention on stuff.
Sometimes I read things and I ignore them on purpose because I'm a bastard. Almost everything I do is based on the fact that I am a complete piece of shit. I don't know how you hadn't. We've been together for what, 1,000,000 years?
Yes.
Matt Powell has an yeah, the Dr. Peel thing got old about the day after it happened. Now, I don't complain about it because I am very much of the opinion that if something annoys people, you keep doing it. So I don't complain about it, but I do think that it's old hat, and it went old hat pretty fast. Much like many memes, the more people do them, the less fun they are. And, you know, someone like Simon Dan, yeah, he can do something like that and make it spread everywhere, but then every fucker does it, and it's not funny anymore. Whereas if one of my memes spreads onto something, and you see that on like a Simon Dan video or a Creaky Blinder video or anywhere, if you see something that is clearly a reference to Sir Sick, that's worth something in that sense. You see that and you go, ha, I get that. Most people won't. But the Dr. Peel thing is just fucking everywhere, and like, who cares? Yeah. So the only thing that doesn't count in regards to that is if you iterate on it and you make a joke of the meme, and then yeah.
What?
So instead of saying, do you know about the Dr. Peel thing?
No.
Okay.
Dude, have you seen the stuff I watch on YouTube?
No, I try not to get brain cancer
I
from...
watch gamers.
Gamers.
And
You watch Mark Ipler.
McKipler.
That McKipler. Mr.
I think
McKipling.
you're missing super chats again.
No, that's not true. Wearing glasses makes you smarter if you need them. That's true. God gave Kent the strength to choke slam. Oh my God. That is dark.
Ooh.
I shouldn't be laughing at that because it's really fucked up, but that's still funny. Fuck. Give us a meme. There are Sick memes. Come on. Handsome, famous, and good at the sex. Someone tried to get someone who isn't me to make a t-shirt based on my thing. And they were like, oh, I haven't got one like that. I said, yeah, because that's fucking mine. Why would they have a t-shirt based on that? Fuck you. Speaking of, if you haven't seen it, because I have been spreading it about a bit, there's a new Handsome, Famous, and Good at the Sex t-shirt called Kentucky Style. Fucking hell.
We had to do that one. Handsome, famous, and good at the tech for all the techies out there.
I actually quite like that as a concept. I want to... Oh my God, I should start a tech... Because I've wanted to have a tech channel. Oh, well, I've wanted to make tech content because I love tech shit. I've got multiple Raspberry Pis. Like, my fucking recording setup is based on a Raspberry Pi 400. And it works really well because the fucking thing's silent.
You're a hoarder.
I'm a tech hoarder.
You really are. Like 90% of the stuff in the house is stuff for you.
Yeah. It makes sense.
I think you should get your own tech house.
You should get your own house. When you get your own house, bitch. I think you know how.
Yeah, but I like living here. So
do I.
You move.
Like, I don't want to be that guy, but I do kind of pay for things. Like, I'm not trying to, but you are telling me to move out of my home. Mm. Of course, watch now. Some fucker's gonna take Handsome, Famous, and Good at the Tech and ruin it.
Yeah, but it doesn't count because they made it.
It probably wouldn't count. I mean, if someone took Handsome, Famous, and Good at the Tech and just got really fucking good at it and was like amazing, you'd be an idiot to take that name. Like, that's Sir Tech Tips. You see, now there's gonna have to be. I just make a shitload of channels with different names and put the exact same content on it until one of them gets some traction. Now I know you're not supposed to do that with YouTube, but what I'll do is I'll change the intro and outro.
They're not supposed to do that, but oh my god, the amount of Ibiza music that the channels on which just put up the same content over and over and over.
Matt Powell is a douchebag. That's not fair. Douchebags are useful.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they are. They're bags for douching.
You're not supposed to. It cleans itself.
There surely is a utility for douching.
Like, maybe if you have a medical condition.
Exactly.
But it's not like a common thing.
So what medical condition do you use Matt Powell for? Exactly.
Butt plug.
No, he'd make a terrible butt plug. I'm trying to decide whether he's too big or too small. It depends which bit of him you use. If you use the whole of him, way too fucking big. He is a gigantic fucking creationist. He looks really goddamn tall, but if you're using the bit of it that one might use as a butt plug in normal, I'm having a funny feeling that it's not a whale penis. Put it that way. Oh no, Raspberry Pi, the trauma of learning it has non-tech savvy person. I really like Raspberry Pis. I've got a Raspberry Pi 02 sat in front of me that I have yet to stick into something yet because I accidentally got 2 because I thought I was only going to get 0. Which is funny because they're called zeros. Yeah, Sir Tech Tip. Sir Sex Tip.
Sick pen 15 tips for tech.
Oh, I thought you were saying that.
No.
I mean, we would pen the 16, 15 tech tip tips.
Tech tits.
Douching really dries out the clunge. You should have said the old clunge, because that would have made that a perfect sentence.
You want a yeast infection? That's how you get a yeast
infection. I can't imagine Archer saying that. Matt Powell is perfect for inducing comas. Only in terms of aneurysms. Like, that man says some of the stupidest shit I've ever heard in my phone. Are you a real voice? My doctor told me not to listen to other voices as they make me do bad things. Then don't listen to your doctor then. Clearly, he doesn't want you to listen to him. I shouldn't say that, but I don't care. If you need more inspiration to take a long pork
God, how
off a
much
short
do you have to drink?
Not that much, but I'm working on it. It's not his fault God gave him a micro penis. I feel like that should just be a quote. Like, I'm not saying that you should graffiti, but if that's something that you just randomly wrote somewhere, that's going to fuck with someone's day. It's like, is that about me? Can you plug an Amiga 500 Raspberry Pi into a PS4? My understanding of this is extremely limited. I'm 42. I mean, you can take a Raspberry Pi and turn it into an Amiga 400, but it's not going to turn into a PS4. That would just be insane. Sir, just the tip. Fuck you. It's all of it or nothing. I mean, come on. I built a pie hole for my home network as well. Handy for killing the shitty ads. I should probably do that. But, yeah, moving on. When do you do the collab with Vice Rhino? When he asks, and I'm definitely like, he may never ask, and yeah, but fucking, I don't. Yeah,
What?
anybody who knows what's happened to Vice Rhino recently knows why I'm lost for words, and I'm just gonna leave it at that. I'm on Heaven's Most Wanted list. That's part true. I'm most wanted not to be there because he keeps stealing feet.
Oh, I instantly thought like Heaven sounds like a strip club, so my brain went to that instead.
Every time I hear Heaven, I think Heavens of a Wren, so I put it in a video.
Of course you do.
Well, you get
that.
that.
I love how I went strip club and you went video game.
I went Shenmue. I've seen one person who got
bollock.
that reference. Confederate soldiers hunted pterodactyls during the Civil War. Look it up. I have heard something along those lines. Also, just like during the Cold War, any time when people were sort of away from other people, they apparently saw XYZ critters en masse, and it's like, no, you didn't. Or bored people in the middle of nowhere who actually have basically nothing to do are going to talk shit and make stuff up. Yeah, that's never happened. Oh, I like that. Handsome, famous, and good at the six. Although I'm not Australian. I fight for justice. But that's just her stripper name. I mean, Justice is not a good stripper name, I'll be honest. Unless they come out dressed as a judge. Can you imagine? Like, and I don't mean like a young, sexy judge. I mean, they'd have to be like a really old stripper. Okay, honky. Sorry, I've probably made the mic so good that they don't pick up honks anymore. Some fucking dickhead is.
So now you're just giving white slurs.
It doesn't count. Stupid cracker bastards.
I am curious. Who draw the painting of you? Is it Van Go on whiskey?
I mean, if you're talking about the one in this, then it's Mercer Silk.
I usually do most of the artwork.
She does 90% of the artwork, just not the one that I use because I'm a piece of shit. My body has absorbed so much sanitizer that when I pee, it cleans the toilet. I mean, that sounds about right. That's how that works, yeah? Heaven, where people go to continuously worship God for eternity, that is all you do. That doesn't sound like fucking torture. I mean, that definitely doesn't sound like the sort of thing that, I don't know, the actual devil would do.
They did that in when you watched The Good Place.
They didn't do that in The Good Place.
No, I was on about like the bit where it's like heaven, you get to live there forever and you get to do anything you want.
All the time until
time, and then you're like, eventually do everything you want to do, and you're like, you're still there.
And your mind sort of turns into a splooge.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the heaven bit in that when the council of heaven, like Ted Danson, because I can't remember his name, Michael, might be Michael, I don't know. Ted Danson's character, Cheers, Mr. Cheers. He gets up to heaven, and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna make you one of our architects." And just sign here and right now you're in charge of heaven, and they all fuck off. And it's just such a beautiful moment of, oh shit. And that is a spoiler for The Good Place, but it's also a spoiler that doesn't matter. Good Place, pretty funny series. Good for philosophy shit. At least in a fun way, not in a really serious way. I was in a UFO group a while back, and we kept getting the smell their own farts. I'm seeking a group of like-minded intellectuals type that always talk about how smart they are. Oh, you got one of them humans. Yeah, fuck those guys. In the show The Good Place, Hell is being forced to watch heartwarming dog rescue videos for an eternity. That's hell to a demon. In that specifics, yes, I've only watched it once, but I remember the specifics because it was funny. Everyone roll a d20. We must slay the Heavens Council. It is Michael. I am very smart. Pick your prison, heaven or hell. Which one has whiskey? I mean, we know which one has whiskey.
The cool one.
The cool one. The one with heavy metal. Like, they put those signs out that say, oh, God is salvation. The devil is heavy metal, vaccinations, pro-choice. Like, and you're just looking at this big list. Evolution. Like, oh, so the devil is, like, correct. And God is dumbassery. I'm starting to think that maybe just they don't exist, and you're just using whatever. Holy fucking shirt balls! Heaven is for people who find living too hard and dying too hard. You get neither there. That is quite a good way to put it. Yeah, unfortunately, nothing's going to happen when you die. I say unfortunately. I think that's pretty fortunate. I hope to live long enough that I start to resent being alive. Like, genuinely just resent the people around me. That sounds like a perfectly lived life.
You're going to be one of the most amazing grumpy old men.
I hope not.
And that no one, anytime someone sees you, they roll their eyes and walk the other way.
I mean, one of the many ways that I want to die, but one of the ways I want to die is to just be stood with a TNT plunger and I explode. And I just put blood and viscera over everybody. That would be a good one. I'd have to do it in like a mall or something. Somewhere very public. Who wants to be in heaven? There's only God, Jesus, and the Pope, and Cliff Richards. Oh my God. I always forget. Cliff Richards is one of those people that doesn't seem as religious as he is. He's apparently like crazy fucking religious. And it just, every time it's just like, fucking hell, dude. I'd gladly live forever in a living metal body. You want to basically be a robot. That's the thing. That's the philosophical thing with
I'd love that.
the robots.
Ghost in the Machine and all that.
But would you have your brain put into a thing?
Yeah, but your brain.
Or would you be copied into the thing?
Copied, because your brain rots after a while.
Well, then it wouldn't be you.
Yeah, it would.
You've not played it, but you've seen Soma.
Yeah.
That is what happened. That has to be what happens.
Yeah, it's technically you.
The thing I like about Soma is
Star Trek, dude.
The thing I like about yeah, they don't make the and they should make the comparison of teleportation. If you look at the technology for teleportation in Star Trek, it kills you and it reconstitutes you elsewhere.
Yeah.
That is not you anymore. That cannot possibly be the same person.
It is, though. It's an absolute accurate copy. Therefore,
But you've been killed.
Yeah, but it's still you.
But if you weren't killed, you'd still be there. Like, if it just sent the copy. I kind of like the idea that it do the same thing. Do the teleportation thing. But without the killing of the original. I think that would change Star Trek in an interesting way, or in a similar sort of thing.
You mean like they jump in and jump out and like, ha ha?
No, I mean that.
And then there's like 600 Rikers.
When they go on an away mission, they literally just send the thing, and they are completely disposable. And like how fucked up that would be. I don't know, but I'd rather go to hell. You mean you wouldn't want to have tea and cakes with Nero? Oh.
It's still you. It's just a copy of you.
See, Alfonso La Bolsa makes. I don't know if I said that right, but they make the perfect argument. Brain in a vat of whiskey will not rot.
Okay. So...
And that's how I'm going to exist for eternity. Clever.
But you constantly just
Grunt?
blathered. Yeah.
Oh no! What a terrible fate! I am the big sad. What a difference to my day. We had the JWs around on Friday knocking, had a nice conversation until I showed them my Book of Mormon. Is that a euphemism for penis?
Do you want to see my Book of Mormon?
Hey JWs, want to see my Book of Mormon? All that technology and no copy button. I mean that's the thing. Why don't they teleport a copy that's like brain dead? Just don't copy the brain, and then you've got all these organs that you can harvest and just put in the original.
Isn't that like one of the actual things for medical science? Like, technically, we can clone people. Technically, but it's not ethical to harvest people's organs that way. So we'll just make the organs separate.
I don't know. I think that technically you just kill all the humans and then that's the only moral choice. That seems about right.
Yeah, that's about right.
This is random, but have you ever played Poppy's Playtime? No, but I know what it's called.
No, I've watched a lot of people playing it though.
Mrs. Six started playing. What did you start playing today?
Inscription.
And she found out that it wasn't what she thought it was.
I was playing it yesterday as well, and I kept dying. And then my kids.
Oh yeah. So it's basically, for all it, it's a card game. It's Yu-Gi-Oh. It's Pokemon the card game. It's
a strategy card game.
Yeah. Mrs. Six sucks at it. Our kids who've never seen this game in their life, well, one of them specifically, absolutely trashed the computer at it, basically. Just understood how it worked.
She was like on the ball. She's like, oh no, like you need to do this, and you need to do that, and you should do this and do this. And then I was like, okay, just follow every instruction she gave me, and then I ended up winning the game.
Yeah, I was confused because I went in the living room and it was I thought the children had exploded with paper and shite everywhere in the fucking living room. So I came in and said, are you having a good time? I was such an asshole about it. I walked in here and I went, hey girls, you having a really good time? And they went, yeah, Daddy, we're having really fun playing this game with Mummy, yeah. Yeah, well, the living room's an absolute tip. I was so mad, but I needed to, like, be an asshole about it in a subtle way. And they were like, oh, I'm sorry. And then they went off and cleaned it up, and yeah. But then Mrs. Sick waited for them, and I was like,
yeah, I'm waiting for them.
Why don't you just carry on playing? And I didn't realise it's because she was basically using them to cheat.
She's really good at the game, so I just let her play it.
Yeah, so yeah, what's it called again?
Inscription.
Inscription. It's kind of cool. And no spoilers, but beat it.
Yeah, it's not what you think it is.
We can clone people, but when we do, they start out as an embryo and need to actually grow. Well, that's fucking lame. I say I want a full-grown edible person. Like, what's the point of this? I can't subsist off of fucking fetuses. There's not enough food.
We have Tim on the menu tonight.
Oh, I love me a bit of Tim. Now, do you have any of the Jeffrey Scrotal sack? Because it's very spicy.
Jesus.
I like the idea of 3D printing organs using your own stem cells. Someone has proposed testing this in microgravity environment. What has that got to do with fucking anything? Apart from sort of 3D... international waters kind of things. Cheat kids, better than cheat codes. I mean, yeah, they are way better at games than her. They get that off of me.
I think it's just how their minds work. They make connections and they see things beyond things that I'm a very slow person.
Well, that and many moons ago, this is the classical criticism of Mrs. Sick in the
Oh
stream.
God, here we go. What have I done now?
She got really mad at me when I suggested that I might be slightly better at games than her. And but I've been playing. I'm a big gamer, not just fat. Um, yeah, I play a lot more games than her, but she got quite mad at me about it many moons ago.
Don't challenge me.
She since figured out that how I kick your ass all the time. Still, I mean, still my favorite story is your mum and Bomberman. I mean, just saying that someone is really, really, really good at X game, and I wasn't being a dick about it. I was like, oh, a challenge, nice. I sound like a dick about it, don't I? Fuck. Anyway, yeah, your mum, and she's like, oh yeah, she beats husband who is a gamer. Beats him all the time at Bomberman. I was like, okay, great. I was absolutely shit faced. Fucking trounced. She has no idea how to play Bomberman. She hasn't got a fucking clue what she's doing. How she beats anyone else at it, they must just not know how controllers work. That's the only assumption I can make, because I fucking obliterated her whilst completely drunk out of my mind. It's one of those feelings like I've never been that much better at something than someone who's claiming to be good at it. I've got to assume that that's what it feels like for like a professional footballer to play against some Sunday league team. It's like, yeah, it's not even close. I think it didn't help that because I was so pissed that I wasn't like being nice. Because usually when I play against people, I want to give them a chance to at least catch up. Because, I'm quite aware of my abilities. Now, there's people who can absolutely fucking trash me at most stuff. My best mate is on a similar level to me. So generally speaking, we could just beat the shit out of each other all day. But I've played online. Those people are fucking insane. People who play anything online, I have no idea. You right, babes?
Yeah.
Well, go on.
It's just you going off on one, that's all.
Hi. Welcome to the terrible stream for terrible people, where Sick talks shit for however long. If I'm ever able to go off on one, that is my happiest state. Because the worst state is when I'm like, I don't know what to talk about. Oh God, I don't even know how to brain anymore. But since you're so bothered, do you want to talk for a bit while I go off for a piss?
Oh, fuck.
Do not challenge me, woman, for I will ruin your day with my needing a pee. The fun part is to see how many people have left.
Oh yeah, like 1,000 people.
In like 2 people.
Yeah.
It's not that. We haven't even got 1,000 people. I come back and it's like minus 870. It's like, how does that even work? Weird. Be funny. I'll just talk.
Yeah, but it's not my job to be funny.
I mean, that's a good job. Oh, that
I
was
don't
a
know
weird
what the fuck am I supposed to talk about?
Usually you just read the comments.
Yeah, go for a wee.
Are we in your soup?
I'm 53 and I already hacked off with existence. Oh, I fucking hate existed. Okay, I was good at Bomberman on the Amiga and pretty good on GoldenEye. Oh, GoldenEye's really good. Obviously never against my older brother. He was fucking awesome at every game compared to me, but I could beat my friends. And when I played games as a kid, it was usually against my sister, and well, she was usually pretty good at platforms and stuff. I used to kick her ass at like crash team racing and stuff. I mean, I've always complained about not having enough bodies to do all the things the world possibly could ever want, but I'll settle for 1,000,000 years of biological immortality. I'd like to be I like to have the idea of living for a very, very long period of time, and then I have a button for when I just want to peacefully end it. Just boop. And yeah, that'd be fantastic. It would be amazing if humans could get to that level. How often has Sir Sig messed with Mrs. Sig with P? What?
Penis joke. What have I done?
No. Ugh.
What?
I don't know. Something about peeing on me?
I wouldn't pee on her on purpose.
Mrs. Sig, I think you should just answer my questions. Like, what questions? What would you do if you found your house and a lot of your friends' houses combined into one possible house?
Oh, that's something that I sort of think about quite a lot. You own a block of flats and you and all the people that you like move in concept. I think that's what they're going with.
Have I ever hid Sir Sig's whiskey before? No, I put it in sensible places to keep the kitchen tidy.
Yeah, so it's impossible to fucking find.
He's in a cupboard.
A cupboard? We have 7 cupboards. How is one supposed to even start looking? And I just fall to the floor and cried a little ball. And then she just comes and pours it on me. That's how you revive me. At least video games are sick. But yeah, what the idea? Do you?
What the hell is Philomenia Kunk?
You're gonna have to give me an idea where that is even written.
I don't know.
Don't click on it. I can't fucking see your screen.
I'm not clicking on it. I'm googling it.
Oh, I can see where it is. Rich Bennett. Mrs. Six sounds exactly like Philomenia Kunk. What? That sounds like an insult. Let's be fair.
I don't know. It's some gingerbird. I don't
And
know who
almost
that is.
always, whenever I hear Sir Six sounds like X, Mrs. Six sounds like Y, it is never someone who sounds anything like fucking either of us. Like, insultingly so.
I ain't got a clue who that is.
Well, what? Listen to them and decide whether or not Rich
it's an actress. She has
full of
a
shit.
comedy persona. Right, okay.
I mean, I'm going to have to at least look at the face.
Well, she's from Greater Manchester, so
she probably doesn't
Yeah.
sound anything like Mrs. Sick.
No, Manchester accent's a little bit different from mine.
So, what is it? Someone called Diane Morgan?
Yeah.
She's a character. Oh, I know her.
I ain't got a clue who that
She
is.
doesn't fucking sound like you, though.
No.
Like, she sounds
Well,
northern.
If she's from Manchester, that's not my accent.
she's northern, but that's not the fucking same thing. Jesus Christ. Kingsdom upon all. I own Charlie Brooker. I mean, I know who Charlie Brooker is. I mean, he's pretty funny, but... But, yeah, like, I get... Who do I get a lot? I've had them more than once.
What, Noel Fielding?
Yeah, Mighty Boosh.
Which you sound nothing
Literally, I can't imagine someone that I sound less like. I mean, I guess less like in the... Because he's basically like London, but really posh London. It's very strange. He's got a very strange accent, but I don't sound anything like him. In my opinion. Apparently I'm wrong. Sir Six sounds like Michael Palin. No, I don't. I mean, I like Michael Palin, generally. Like, I like most of the...
That's funny.
Being trapped in a room with all your mates is hell, Dave Lister. Yeah. So, I think that goes back to the having sort of a big house or a set of flats or whatever where all the people that you like live. And I can imagine, unless... See, that's the thing. Like, if you paid for everything and everybody got everything they wanted without necessarily issue, like, there's people... Humans have weird brains. Sir Sick with a German accent. Ja.
Oh, don't get him started. His German accent is terrible.
Oh, Hans! Where's Unterbubi? I can't remember my response line to that. It's under the stairs. What's the other name?
Gunther.
It's under the stairs, Gunther. Yeah. I am very bad at accents, but I have fun doing it, so I don't give a shit. Is this shite still going on? It's almost as bad as your finger joke. It's handing out stolen Sursic whiskey. Well, to be fair, that must have happened because this bottle used to be way more full. That could be the only explanation for that. Mrs. Sick with a French accent. Mrs. Sick does not do accents.
Bonjour. My accent doesn't allow me to do accent.
Buongiorno.
Le piscine.
La piscine. Going on la piscine. I'm going on the fish.
Pissing is swimming pool.
Mm-hmm.
Not fish.
I thought piscine.
No, it's swimming pool.
What's French for fish then?
I don't know. I just at school.
I bet it's a really
when
close...
we got told that at school, I died laughing, so I remember it.
Russian accent. I mean, you've always liked.
I love accents. One of my.
Well, yeah, you just love accents, don't
yeah,
you?
I love people when they're speaking.
That's vidanya, comrade.
When I get people who speak their native languages, I swoon.
Damn, you're right. She is from Manchester. Are you talking about Mrs. Sick or the other person?
No, the other person thought that she was from Hull.
I sound like, I am assuming me, the bulb off Jack Whitehall. What's the bulb? like a light bulb? I don't fucking... What does Sursic think about gin? I think it tastes like it was aged in homeless man's sock for 15 years. I'm not a fan of gin. I think it tastes exactly as it is, which is to say, comes out of a bathtub.
I only like it when it's got flavouring in it.
Mrs. Sick likes the flavoured versions, particularly Parma Violets, but generally speaking, any of them that are quite strongly flavoured to not taste like gin.
Yeah.
Which I can accept.
And then I mix it with lemonade so it's even less taste like gin.
Yeah. What would you do if you're exploring a crawl space by a What would you do if you were exploring a crawl space created by a literal monster in somebody's closet and end up getting teleported several miles and find all your stuff you bought with you gone? I'd go, I knew I shouldn't have gone in that fucking crawl space created by a monster.
Oh, for God's sake, Rich, no. And it...
What's Rich doing now?
Freaking guessing my accent time again. I've had this like 7 times on the stream.
Ooh. Jane Lansley. Ooh, you bastard.
What?
You sound like Kent. Ah! I'm fucking offended. I am not from fucking Kent. Although, let's be fair, pretty close home counties. Home counties is really close. I'm a home counties boy. So I have mostly posh, and then when I get pissed off, I sound like I'm directly from London. I'm like, oh, you fucking slag! Or fucking cut you, you mug. Bonk. There we go.
Sorry, bulb is local slang for dead ringer.
Dead ringer.
You do not sound like Jack Whitehall. He sounds...
How is...
No, he sounds tough as fuck.
I'm sorry, but how the fuck is bulb slang for being a dead... How the fuck is that even a thing? Oh my God. You need to go into the centre of your town and tell everyone that you know to stop. Bulb. What the fuck? I'm not saying that that's wrong. I'm just saying that you should stop and never ever do it again. I think that's fair. Fucking bulb.
When I was in Vegas on holiday, I went to Red Rock Valley and smelt desert Jupiter. My God, that stuff stinks of gin.
Yeah, juniper berries.
Yeah, that's what gin's made
Yeah.
of.
that is literally gin. It's like, I smell gin. Where is it? Okay, what is a slag?
All right, there's slag is the leftover gunk from when you oxidize metals. Is that what it is?
When you fucking make when you turn iron into
It's to steel, isn't it?
something like that.
Yeah.
It's a smelting byproduct.
And yeah, it's just.
And it's also slutty women.
It's
slutty. Actually, no. To be fair, it's slutty women and slutty men now. Because I have called so many men slags.
No, it's usually slag and / man slag.
Man slag. What is the slag most girls from Margate? Oh, I really want to be mean there. He's like, you are. The other one is sket. Sket is a word. Is it? Oh, I think it's who does bonkers. Bonkers.
Dizzy Rascal.
I'm pretty sure he has a song which talks about sweaty, sketty bitches.
Yeah, probably.
Basically the same thing. It's an incredibly sexist term that you shouldn't use, but holy shit, it's fucking funny. You slag. I used to. I had a little Jack Russell, and she had the sensitive scratch point that some dogs have, some dogs don't. She had it in absolute droves. So I used to scratch her on the back and the leg would be going like mental. And I'd be like, you love it, you slag. And I was like fucking 14 at the time. And I did that in front of my brother and he nearly died. Iron ore into iron plus slag. Slag plus slag. I remember being told that the byproduct of iron production was slag at school, and it was the funniest thing we'd ever heard in our lives. And then our school was apparently nearby some sort of iron production facility because there was some slag in the playground. And we found it and we went, Mr. Whatever, I can't remember the name of my school teachers, fuck's this. Probably said it like that. And they went, that's slag. Chasing each other around the playground with the slag. Like scum, it's the froth on the beer. How is that scum, though? The head of beer is a pleasant thing. I mean, I know that way back when it used to have basically all the garbage in it, so you'd scrape that shit off. But, you know, these days it's pretty okay. I never knew I was referring to people as smelting gunk. I mean, usually slag is solidified smelting gunk. But yes. Yes, I'm from Margate, the Isle of Thanet. In the genius way that Kent has, the Isle of Thanet isn't even an island. Visit Margate. It has a lovely beach and heroin problem. That sounds like
a nice serene beach, and you just look out into the ocean and you see all the floating needles. Yeah.
I thought you were going to say you see all the slags. I apologise. I am a terrible person. Kate is older slang for the army. Really? What? Or am I missing something? I feel like I'm missing something.
Probably.
If Kate is an older slang for the army, that's just insane. Hi, I'm the army, and it's just this random woman. You're like, you're not the army, and then 50,000 people just beat the shit out of you for questioning army's honor, Kate's honor, whatever.
What are you on about?
I am, as they say in the Ook, talking shit.
Blathered.
I'm not as drunk as I'd like to be. Margate sounds an awful lot like Miami. It is not as good as Miami.
At least it's warm in Miami.
There's many things about Miami that kind of kick the shit out of Margate. The beaches in Margate, let's be fair, probably not as good as Miami. The attractive women of Margate don't fucking exist. Comparing Margate to Miami is like comparing, I don't know, what's a really shitty American town
I don't
or
know.
place? Well, I guess it's like comparing New Jersey to New York City. Like, you just wouldn't. Like, effectively, they're a similar place, but they're not the same.
Do you drink water sick?
What? I don't drink any I mean, I hear that there's water in whiskey, but I don't believe it. I'm going to guess that Miami is slightly warmer than Margate. You would guess correctly. Significantly less drizzle in Miami.
And Margate doesn't have Florida.
Margate Vice. Oh, remember that game, Margate City? Oh, what would it be instead of Tommy Vercetti? Like Jeff. Just Jeff. Doesn't even have a second name. He's just wearing a wife beater. And the only drugs they do is smack. Nutella to diarrhea. I mean, I guess if that's all you eat, you're definitely going to get diarrhea. Oh my god. Butt fuck Idaho. I mean, to be fair, that's a heck of a name. I bet it's probably a nicer place than it sounds. Like, if you've got a town that has a fucking like, if you had a place called Sheethole or Sheetool, if you lived there and you were like the fucking mayor of Sheetool, you'd go out of your way to make Sheethole the nicest place on the fucking planet. Hey, fuck you from Jersey. Lol. I like that. I don't know. I've never been to New Jersey. I probably will never go to New Jersey. I don't really know anything about New Jersey, but I have watched Futurama, and that's apparently all I need to know. Whoa, 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 whoa. Margate Beach has won awards. Also, there's ready access to hard drugs at rock bottom prices.
Now that's advertising.
You know what? Most improved. Or there's worse places to be and not the greatest of achievements. Oh shit, I can't remember what the top shitty town in America. I don't live in America. In the UK is. But yeah,
There's a few.
We're on a minute before 10. I don't know if you want to do something else or if you want to continue talking shit about Margate.
I don't know. I'm not planning on doing anything else. Apart from I want to show you a thing on Netflix, and that's about it.
So we're going to continue talking for the next hour so I can avoid watching whatever Mrs. Sick wants to watch. Because, my God.
There's a town called Muff in Ireland. They have a scuba diving school. Muff diving. That is just beautiful.
That is. I kind of want to go muff diving now. To be fair. Hell in Michigan. I've heard of Hell, Michigan.
Gary.
How does the worst place in the UK compare to Flint, Michigan? I bet you will get started on less in Flint, Michigan. The worst places in the UK are full of so much aggression. It's ridiculous. But, babes, since you've probably set up for it, look up the worst town in the UK.
Okay.
I think it's like Portsmouth or something.
I can't remember.
But it gives you something to read.
There's 50 worst towns in the UK.
Yeah, but there's one that's made it repeatedly. I've mentioned it in videos.
Oh, 2021. Let's have a look.
I'll let you know if it corresponds with what I've mentioned.
Oh.
Oh,
According to the 2021 versions, is Peterborough.
Peterborough. Yes. Peterborough has been repeated, which is amusing because it's Repeaterborough. Peterborough has been repeatably the worst town in England. I assume voted for by the people who fucking live there.
Let's have a look, see what it looks like. If it looks like all other towns.
I imagine that it probably, from the sort of Google images, it just looks... Unless, of course, you can catch a Google image of someone punching someone else in the face. Because let's be fair, if you can catch that, that's pretty good. One of my mates...
See, it has a really nice cathedral.
Most English towns do. It's kind of what makes them... No, wait, it's got a cathedral. That makes it a city, doesn't it?
That is pretty.
In the Ook. You need a cathedral to be a city. So, oh God. Isn't there a thing?
I think, the town centre looks really nice, but I'm assuming all the suburbs are crap.
No, I bet it's most of the shit happens in the town centre. But they just end up with just having to have...
First thing I found was about murder.
Murder! Is it Taggart?
People got arrested, people murdered. Oh, God, a 9-year-old boy, dude.
What?
Yeah, 9-year-old.
Murdered?
Yeah, 9-year-old boy got murdered.
Who the fuck murders a 9-year-old?
I know.
That gets you hardly any points. Jesus Christ. Sorry, I'm a piece of shit. I can't help it. Usually city-straight regions get bad raps from heavy industrialization, poor waste or no waste management, corruption. These reputations can last decades, even after the cleanups.
Yeah.
But in the case of Peterborough, it's just because everyone who lives there is a piece of shit. To be fair, I've mentioned 2 different English towns as being really bad places, and both times I haven't got a single person defending the town. Just go, yeah, it's a fucking shithole. I hate it here.
Top this real name, Dick Lick Springs.
Whoever came up with that name definitely knew what the fuck they were doing.
But it's a man called Richard Lick, and he founded the town.
Richard Lick Springs. I mean, Dick does like to lick those springs. Kansas. I'm not saying it the proper way. Fuck you. Goat says, bah!
Oh, Jesus. That was really loud.
Greetings, you sick people. I don't know if that's supposed to be bah or bah, but it has to be read like that. Cathedral equals city. Church with a spire equal town. Church with a bell, tower, no spire equal village. Does that not matter the size?
I don't care. No, it's not usually got to do with the size.
I like the idea that there's just... that's what it was.
I think a lot of the time it just comes down to what you call it. It doesn't actually matter about the cathedrals and stuff.
I think it's related to Hot Fuzz. And it's the idea that, I don't know if it's them specifically or the town that they based it on, but it was the world's largest village because they had just a normal church, but absolutely fucking shitloads of residents. Something along those lines is Basically, it's one of those things that's in the commentary.
Oh, there you go. common myth that a city needs a cathedral to be classed as a city. In fact, city status is conferred by the Queen. It has nothing to do with the size of it or anything. It's just
it's conferred by the Queen, which means
the Queen just goes.
If she shit there,
the Queen just goes city, and
no,
then it happens.
If she shit there, then it's a city.
Oh my god! I love the idea that
she has to
it's confirmed by turds.
I think that sounds pretty fucking accurate. Hot Fuzz rules. The Hound playing the Yarp character. To be fair, he was the Yarp character way before he was the goddamn Hound. Yarp. He's a really good actor as well. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. But he's been in loads of shit. He is fucking massive. Which is hilarious because the fucking mountain actor...
Oh, God.
Your boyfriend...
Oh, Hathor Bjornsson. Oh, yes.
She, like, imagines him with my head, and that's, like, her perfect man.
Mm-hmm.
Even though my body is clearly so much better than his. She's just in denial. It's fine.
Dude, do you know how tall he is?
Hot Fuzz is one of those films that I thought, oh, Hot Fuzz is a decent film. I like the film Hot Fuzz. And then I watched it in the background whilst trying to edit. I did not edit. I watched the film. It was fucking hysterical. That film is really funny. I think it's the same with most Edgar Wright, yeah. He just makes excellent films. One of my top 10 films of all times is fucking Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
I don't know, it's your favourite movie or something.
The Scott Pilgrim film. It's really good. I really like that film, like a lot.
I've watched it like 20 times.
I've watched it way more than that. It's just, to me, the spot, and I should read the comic book. I should read it. I've played through the game, which is closer to the comic book than it is the film. But to me, that film is like a perfect movie. I don't have any criticism of that film. Bitchfield, UK. Oh, that's where Miss Six from. Yeah, I'm getting a look now for some reason. I don't know why. I'm just talking the truth. That noise is her doing the vape, so she literally has no opinions that matter. That's a fact, backed up by vape science. Creaky Blinder will tell you. Just watched Scott Pilgrim recently. It's awesome. It's an absolutely phenomenal movie. It is so good. There's moments in that film that make me bust a gut every time I see them. Like when the roommate is telling the ex-girlfriend that Scott's not in, and you see him dive through a window in the background. And it's just, oh, what a perfect moment. Here's a film that most of you, or at least a decent number of you, will have never seen out of principle that you should totally watch. Scary Movie 3. The one with dude from Airplane. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. Leslie Nielsen. Scary Movie 3 is fucking hilarious. Like, it's genuinely... It's the sort of movie that somehow exists out of sync with the rest of the universe. Scary Movie 1 was entertaining as an idiot child and is just like, who gives a fuck now? I've never seen Scary Movie 2, and I assume that it's shit because it's probably shit. Scary Movie 3, me and Mrs. Sick watched that from suggestion of a random YouTuber, and we both really enjoyed it, as far as I remember. There's a scene in it with Leslie Nielsen giving money to someone after the Hood shows up to fight aliens, as they do. And he just said, send flowers. The Hood dies, and he says, send flowers to their bitches. And just having Leslie Nielsen say that is just like, oh, god damn it. It's funny. The Michael Jackson bit makes me laugh. Seriously, Scary Movie 3, quite funny. Oh shit, it was literally written by the people who did Airplane and Naked Gun. That makes too much sense. It was really, really funny. Movie 43 is awesome. I've not seen it. That might be something. Like, there's those films, like Zoolander. Zoolander, when Zoolander came out, everyone I knew said it was shit. They said, oh, yeah, it's not very funny. Same with Don't Act Like You're Not Jealous. You know what film I'm talking about.
No, I don't.
Anchorman. Zoolander and Anchorman were both films that people told me were rubbish. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I ended up watching them because they were in box sets. As you probably know, fantastic movies. Really, really funny.
Sick doesn't have a favourite horror movie. He doesn't really watch them.
I have horror movies that I think of when I think of horror movies that I like, and I've been told that I'm not allowed to like them because they're not good, because I only like them because of who made them. I like the movies The Devil's Rejects and House of a Thousand Corpses. I think they're funny.
It's not a horror movie, though.
They're kind of not horror movies.
Yeah, exactly. It's not a horror movie.
But they are very, very horror inspired. But I've been told that they're not good movies at all in any way, shape, or form.
No, they are good movies.
Yeah. Because people who don't like
if you want
Rob
to
Zombie I don't fucking know.
If you want to see good horror movies, go to Thai horror. Oh my god.
We still need to watch that movie that we've mentioned like 20 times in the streams.
What? Buswind.
Buswind. Buswind 2. Windention.
If you want a good horror movie, there's the Japanese Grudge is really good. The Americanization of it is fucking wank.
What's the one with the twist with them looking in the mirror, but let's not spoil it?
Oh, that's Shutter.
Shutter.
That is really good.
Just
as well.
look at, not Shutter Island.
No.
Just, is it?
It's just Shutter.
Where is it from?
I think that one is Thai, but I can't remember.
Thai horror, Shutter. Try not to spoil yourself.
It might be Japanese.
So,
but to be honest, all Asian horror I fucking love.
Yeah, I mean, generally speaking, I think the thing about sort of Eastern horror in general is that it speaks to people like I find that shit fucked up and like, oh my god, and so does Mrs. Sick, and I think it's because
I love gory horror movies, and Asian horror is visceral. Yeah,
I think no. Do you know what? I think the bit that gets me and you is that it does things that we don't expect.
Yeah, that's usually it.
I don't find most Western.
No,
like I find some of it like gross and horrid.
Yeah, but a lot
like,
of
but
Western...
I don't find it scary. I'm just like, oh, that's
no,
unpleasant.
a lot of Western horror movies are not that good. Which is like when The Ring came out.
I wonder why Asian horror is so fucking horrific to me. I think it's because because it's not part of your zeitgeist. You just don't expect it. It does things.
Yeah, it tends to do things like you got your head in these Western film tropes.
Yeah.
So when
you know what to expect.
Yeah, whereas they completely just out of fucking nowhere something horrendous happens, and usually it's very short lived and cut very cleanly. To the point where it's like, okay, something horrific. Okay, it doesn't matter anymore. Move on. And it's just like, the fuck? Aren't you going to address that? And they never address it.
Because they don't need to, because you're supposed to fucking know. But you don't know, and that's what's so fucking scary. And I think that genuinely helps.
Yeah, I watch a lot of Korean dramas as well.
Yeah, you can't be more. Someone said like subvert expectations. You can't be more subverted of an expectation you literally don't fucking have.
Ichi the Killer.
You know Ichi the Killer.
I don't know. I'm not good at names. I have to.
That's one that's really familiar to me, but I couldn't brain it off the top of my head. Now I need to.
Oh my god! Just looking at the pictures of it. Oof.
Am I going to see this as one that I'm like, that face is very familiar? Like, I've seen that.
Was it a manga or something? It looks like it was it was a manga. All the best stories come from mangas, to be honest.
One of the ones, in terms of quote unquote, I want to call it a foreign movie, but it's not foreign to me anymore. It's just a movie to me now. But it was always Battle Royale.
Yeah, Battle Royale is amazing.
Battle Royale is one of those films that, you know, you watch on Channel 4. As an English person, you watch on Channel 4, which is the edgy channel, at 2 o'clock in the morning, and I'm a person who doesn't sleep. So I saw Battle Royale, and I thought, this movie's fucking amazing. Battle Royale was amazing the first time you ever saw it. Like,
I really
nothing like it. And it's that same sort of concept. Scary games are not scary. I refute that by saying scary games are very scary. I don't like them.
And
That's why people keep buying them for me, because they're bastards.
I watched Annihilation. That is really good.
Although, speaking of, I did buy myself a copy of Resident Evil.
Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
What's the one you watched? Is it like Killer fucking...
Oh, Killer Christmas Trees.
That sounds pretty amazing.
It's really good.
Is there one about tomatoes?
Yeah, there's Killer Tomatoes as well.
Are they from outer space too?
Probably.
A horror movie I do like, and it is technically a horror movie, is Critters. But Critters is fucking hysterical. It was always the funny ones that got me. Gremlins. Like, Gremlins is arguably a horror movie, but is really, really funny. I really, really like Gremlins too.
Oh, Visage is really good. That's a good horror game. Yeah.
Nivea Visage.
Now you just ruined it.
That's all I think of. Visage is like PT. I'm going to keep calling it Visage. Killer Christmas Trees, and I remember the Killer Tomatoes.
Yeah, I watched the Killer Christmas Trees with my stepdad. He's like, "Oh, do you want to watch a movie?" I'm like, yeah, all right. And he just randomly chose something.
Isn't Killer Christmas Trees fucking Doctor Who?
And
there's only one Killer Christmas Tree, and it doesn't actually manage to kill anyone. It's just like a possessed Christmas tree.
Yeah, but this one is very different, and it's so much more fun.
Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. It's also an afternoon cartoon. Gremlins is horror for the whole family. Oh, man. We've been thinking about showing the girls, the kids, various horror things.
They are very squeamish, though.
They are incredibly squeamish. Like, there's words that want to come out of my mouth to describe how just not good they are with horror. To a funny degree.
I can't remember what I was watching now, but somebody it wasn't even a horror movie. It was just a bit of a scene where somebody accidentally cuts their finger.
Yeah.
And they go, and it's not even like chop it off. It's just cut them. Yeah.
I'll tell you what I used to find scary. Someone's mentioning that Critters is parody, as is Gremlins, which is almost certainly true. But you know, those are films that I saw when I was very young. And that's the thing. One of the things that you don't... It's fine being a parody, but when you're introducing these things to a child, they just, don't get that. Even though I found them fucking hilarious. Like, Critters, there's a bit where they're talking about how they're going to destroy all the humans, and then someone leans out of a door with a shotgun, blows one of them the fuck away. Mm-hmm. And then one of the critters looks at the blood stain of his mate and goes, fuck, and rolls away. And I died. And this is watching it as a kid. What?
It's just, if your kids were cool with it, I'd be more worried. Like, I've always loved horror movies. I watched them since I was about 7 or 8.
Talk about your favourite horror movie moment with your mate. Eating a sheep.
Oh yeah, I had a sleepover for my 13th birthday, and and since it was my birthday, I was like, right, we're watching horror movies because I love horror movies. And at the time, I was really into Hammer House of Horror, and we were watching one of them. I can't remember what it's called, but there was a scene right at the beginning of it, and this little girl singing. and then the camera slowly goes through a field, and then you see the little girl eating a sheep, like eating a lamb, and most of my other friends were just like, "Oh God, that's horrible." One of my friends, who was my best friend, I've known her for like over 20 years now, and yeah, she was cacked her pants laughing over, and we watched it, and she rewound it like 8 or 9 times, laughing at that scene over and over and over again, to the point where it's just embedded in my head of a little girl eating a lamb. And yeah, but one of my favorite Hammer House of Horror ones was the House That Bleeds, I think it's called. I think it's called that. I don't know. But that one was really good. As a kid watching that, I think I was about 11 when I watched that.
What did you watch?
Hammer House of Horror.
Oh, the House That Bled Blood.
It's not called the House That Bled Blood. I always thought it was, but it's not called that. I think
It's a really good name, though.
Yeah, but yeah, I watched that one as about 11, and oh, that got me. That was one of the first horror movies that actually made me a bit scared. And I don't know.
Well, you got ever scared from Hammer House of Horror?
The only one that truly terrified me was The Ring. That messed me up for years.
Yeah, I remember that Hammer House of Horror movie. It's not Hammer House of Horror movie. On a really scary note, Mrs. Six's sister bought me a Christmas gift, and it was like an early one, and it's whiskey scented bath bombs. And the scary thing is, I was like, oh, she bought me some whiskey flavoured chocolates. And I would definitely have opened these and bitten them if Mrs. Sick hadn't gone.
The girls...
They're bath bombs.
Yeah, you put them on the windowsill in the bathroom.
Did the kids
The kids was like, are those sweet? They went, no, do not eat them. It literally says bath bombs on it.
But what I was thinking was, should I put them in the toilet? Because I really want to, but I probably shouldn't. So if you want me to put a bath bomb in the toilet, you can pay me.
Donate now.
Donate now for me to do something stupid to my house. I think that's an important thing. I did put one in the bath with me. I cannot smell whiskey on me, I'll be honest. It did smell of whiskey in the bath, so that's good. Have you seen Boondock Saints?
That does sound familiar.
I only know of Boondock Saints because of fucking Van Helsing Abridged, which is absolutely fantastic. The Van Helsing anime is fine.
Norman Reedus in it.
Ooh, I like Norman Reedus.
Yeah.
But the Van Helsing anime is good. It's not bad by any stretch of the imagination. But the Van Helsing abridged version is phenomenal. It's one of the best things on the internet.
Lower your voice, you're shouting.
I am not shouting yet. I suspect the greatest problem at this moment is that you significantly and consistently smell of whiskey. I mean, I'm not saying that's not true. Huh? Do it in the cistern. Like, if you want to pay me $20, and I'll put a whiskey thing in various parts of my plumbing. But until then, Iron Sky 2, Hitler riding a T-Rex. I mean, isn't that what happened in World War II? So why did they change it to Iron Sky? I don't understand. Put one on a driver's seat in a car of a neighbour you dislike. Fun with police drinking checkpoints. I don't think they smell that bad. I think they need water to smell. Like, it definitely had a smell when it was wet. I mostly just, when I first put one in, I put it in. Miss Sick had a bath, and I was like, well, I need a whiskey flavoured bath. So I chucked it in. I didn't actually taste the bath water, which is probably a good thing now that I think about it. But I mostly just put it on my belly, and I just watched it melt, and it was very entertaining. And it definitely smelled.
You put it in your belly button.
Yeah, so my whiskey probably smells of belly button. I mean, the other way around. To be fair, my belly button still smells of whiskey.
You can actually smell your belly button. Can you actually lean that?
You want to do
far
something
over?
stupid in your house? Add "God lights my way of life" as a big illuminated sign.
Oh my god!
That has nothing to do with whiskey bath bombs. I'm sorry, but that's probably not going to happen. You want me to pay you £17 and 27 pence to smell more like whiskey? Yes, Rich Burnett. Yes, I do. That's a fact backed up by science. I thought the original Wicker Man was good. More for its insinuations than actual horror. I mean, that's not a horror movie. That's a psychological. That's a thriller.
The original Wicker Man is really good. I liked that.
Yeah, I'd call that a thriller rather than a
and then
than a horror.
Nicolas Cage decided to do his.
Ah, not the bees! Fucking great. And what's better than that?
And then he punched a bear.
No, he didn't punch a bear. He was dressed as a bear and punched a random woman in the face. It's fucking amazing. People people criticize. I think it's a nostalgia critic thing. People criticize nostalgia critic a lot, but if he was the one who mentioned him punching a chick in the face dressed as a bear, if that was him, that's beautiful because no one else talks about that, and it's fucking hysterical. Forbidden Planet has scary energy creature. Ooh, that's my response. Talking about Mr. Hitler, the movie Kung Fury is a must-see. 30 minutes on YouTube. I mean, I've seen Kung Pao. Actually, I've seen Kung Pao recently, and that film is fucking amazing. Oh my god, the Nick Cage version is 100% better. Is it though? It's 100% funnier. That's not the same thing as being better. Show the name of the... Okay. No, the beast! Exactly. That's the important part of any movies. What is it? What is it? What is that? What is that? What is that? Oh no! That's the beast! That's the beast! Ah, my eyes! My eyes! Ah! Exactly. I feel like you just copy pasted that off of the script. A bit like how people have a weird tendency to put the script of B movie into things. Kung Pao is the way to go. That's a lot of nuts. Genius.
Oh, Nosferatu. I watched that when I was quite young. I really enjoyed that one.
Nosferatu is hilarious now in the fact that it was... I don't think it was even an 18 when it came out. I think it was... I mean, it might have been an 18 and 18s were just basically banned for all intents and purposes. Like, it's so fucking tame by today's standards, and it was considered just the most terrifying movie of all time. Like, I'm not sure that these days, when you do something that's incredibly violent, that's insane in terms of violence, you have your Mortal Kombat sort of 11 and 12 and probably 10. Like, the fatalities in that are obscenely violent, but they're absurd. They're stupid. The violence of those is just completely like, who gives a fuck? And I'm not sure that we'll ever be able to sort of get past that level of violence at this point, like in terms of being desensitized to fictionalized versions of it. I guess you could make it look just so realistic that you're like, wait, did that person actually fucking die? And maybe you make films where you never have that actor on screen ever again. That's the deal. Because you kill them so hard in the movie that you can't be sure if that motherfucker is dead. Because I can't think of another way. Like, yeah.
In Nosferatu, like, classical actors trying to act scary, completely overrated. I would say, like, I enjoyed the movie, but it was not a horror movie. yeah, it was not scary at all. It was just.
I mean, overacted, yes.
It was very It was an interesting take on.
They said overacted, not overrated. Glasses on, woman.
But I really enjoyed it. Like, I watched a lot of vampire movies. That was the main thing I watched. Like Lost. I really
Kung Fu fucking Hustle. Oh my god, what a movie!
I enjoyed
that and Shaolin Soccer.
I enjoyed Lost Boys. That was a good horror movie.
Lost Boys is just
That's
one of
really,
those films.
It was a really good, funny vampire movie.
Lost Boys is just like vaguely nerdy.
My mum was the one who recommended it because we were watching 24 with Kiefer Sunderland in it, and she's like, he was in a horror movie, so she showed it to me, and I was just like, it's pretty good actually.
Kiefer is not a real name. Let's all agree to that. Have you ever met a Kiefer in your fucking life? Doesn't exist. I have a friend who the birds gave them ornithobia when she was young. She can't stop thinking that birds might pick out her eyes. Show her birdemic and cure it. Or make it much, much worse. I don't know. But either way, it'd probably be hilarious. This film will blow you away and scare the shit out of you. Japanese Hell by Teruo Ishii. Okay. If you want a movie that is so vile that it got banned in many countries due to a lot of reasons, see Sallow. It will change you. I mean, there's a lot of films that have that kind of claim. I've seen a number of them.
Human Centipede claimed that.
Human Centipede is stupid.
Yeah, it's just stupid.
It's a really dumb fucking movie. Back in the days, Spurgon seemed offensive. There's a film called Spurgon. That's a bit funny. Too much violence becomes numbing. Just the right amount of scary. Hitchcock knew this. Yeah, like, violence isn't scary. Violence and jump scares and, like, atmosphere is scary. One of my favorite things, and I don't know what the game is called or what it's about, but it was a video game with zero monsters, zero threat. And by the end of it, a YouTuber I was watching, I can't remember who exactly it was, but they were running down this just long empty corridor, screaming their fucking head off because they were so goddamn scared. And the game had not a damn thing in it. Like, literally.
Yeah. This one's like, it's all atmosphere.
It was 100% atmosphere, and they were fucking terrified by the end of it. That is genius design. Now, it doesn't work if you know that it's coming, but I mean, as a person with huge amounts of anxiety, it still has an effect. But yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that's fair. Nosferatu is a disturbing film to watch. I'm guessing maybe at least one of you did film studies due to the saturation and speed of the film stock.
It's a disturbing film.
And no, we haven't done film studies.
I mean, it's a film that's designed to unsettle. There's a reason it looks weird.
I don't know. I really enjoyed it for the creativity that it was.
At the end of the day, for the film that it is...
It's the thing that I wouldn't call it a horror movie. That's what I'm saying.
The film that it is, as when it came out, it is absolutely a scary film when it came out. The fucking movie with the train coming at the screen absolutely terrified the piss out of people at the time.
Yeah.
With good goddamn reason. They thought they were about to be hit with a fucking train. Who wouldn't? If a film managed to convince you that you're about to die, that is not only a good horror movie, that is possibly the best fucking horror movie ever.
Yeah, like The Ring.
I mean, The Ring does seem to be one of those films that makes people...
It worked on my 13, 14-year-old mind when I watched it.
Well, the best trick with The Ring is you find out someone's watching it, and then you call them the next day. And you just go... like an asshole. Not the kind of thing I would do. Was it Amnesia? It was not Amnesia. It was actually a VR game. It was actually a VR demo. and it was that scary. Cannibal Holocaust was considered a snuff flick, which is a good way to promote it. Fuck them for killing Oh,
they actually killed an animal.
you don't have to fucking... There's very little reason to hurt anything. It's amazing if you are even remotely good at making models. You can convince people that you've killed basically fucking anything. Spice World seems pretty horrible. I mean, to be fair, our movie...
I think I went to the cinema to watch that.
Did you go to the cinema to watch that on purpose?
Yeah.
Oh.
Me and my sister were big fans of the Spice Girls.
Oh, that hurts. That hurts a lot.
And I left very disappointed.
As effectively a similar sort of scheme, I went to the cinema to see the Power Rangers movie. And that movie was fucking awesome. That movie had what is it, Ivan Ooze as a bad guy, and near the end of the movie, they're fighting them in space, and they're in the fucking giant Megazord, and they're losing, and they're like, shit, we're losing, and they're like, wait, I've got the emergency, and they fucking open a hatch and slam a button, and the robot knees Ivan Ooze in the bollocks, and it's just fucking the best moment as a kid in a kid's movie. Like, even my dad, who is a bit of a humorless prick, even he was like, that's pretty funny. That was some good ass shit. I also like the bit in that movie where one of the characters turns out that his Megazord was a frog, and he was like, but I'm the frog. And apparently that was his literal response when being told that was his character in the film. He's like, but I'm the frog. Also, yes, I know, Super Sentai, fuck off. I know this shit. I could hear Sir Sig's heart breaking. I already knew. It's already been broken to a million pieces. It's terrible. Billy the Kid from the 60s has a scene of Billy shooting heads off chicken. How they did that was to detonate small amounts of explosives in their necks of actual chickens. Oh, fucking hell, Jesus. I mean, there's a reason why no animals were harmed in the making of this movie. Became a thing. You ooze, you lose. I don't remember that. Your dad was humorless. How did you happen, Cedric? I don't fucking know, because the thing about my father is we are pretty sure he is like quite severely autistic. As I've grown into an adult, I've been quite confused by how incompetent at peopling he is. As someone who's quite good at like live action personing, and yeah. I have no idea how I happened from my father. He's an odd
Wax
duck.
is a very bad movie. No, it's a bad horror movie. It's a fantastic comedy.
Yeah. So a movie with Paris Hilton is bad. Shocking. A movie with Paris Hilton dying in it. Let's be fair. Basically, perfect movie ever. No, I'm being a dick. I'm sure Paris Hilton is a completely tolerable human being. I'm sure Paris Hilton is a human being.
Oh, Paris Hilton's actually...
I'm sure Paris Hilton exists.
Paris Hilton is very savvy. She knows how to keep people's attention on her, and she also knows how to make really crappy things to get people's attention.
I have a funny feeling like most of the people that you hate, you probably have a laugh with getting drunk.
I watched, I can't remember, it was like her TV show.
Oh, God.
And there was a scene in one of the TV show where she did, because she's so ditzy, she didn't know how to use the oven, so she started ironing bacon.
No, that's fucking... She's just been to college.
But
that's how you
though,
fucking make a grilled cheese.
I was watching it with one of my friends, and I was just like, yeah, I'm convinced now. She knows exactly what she's doing.
Yeah. I'm so stupid that I'm just going to do something that you had to go to college to understand. Ah, yes. Yes, she's not that stupid. Mm. Like, most of the people that you hate, like, I'm sure that there's people, and, you know, if I ever become the big and genuinely famous, and, you know, and people understand how good at the sex I am, there's going to be people. There's going to be people who fucking hate me because I am that fucking idiot who's an atheism bear. And, you know, whatever. And you're going to get why I'm funny. And they're not. And that's just how it is. I have a strong feeling that that's true of a lot of really famous people that you probably hate. Like, as a near famous, like, I more and more understand that most people are just people, and that's about it. It's actually not that interesting.
Incompetent at people is such an apt way of describing autism, coming from an autistic guy.
Yeah, that is pretty much how I would. I actually have a slightly less pleasant way of describing it, but that's more for normies. But basically, he doesn't know how to people. Does Mafasha. He good at the sex. Handsome, famous, and good at the sex. Thank you very much, James.
Triple threat.
Triple threat guy. Didn't I say that to you the other day and you pissed your pants laughing?
Yeah.
You said something about me and I said, yeah, I'm a triple threat guy. Yeah. My father, pretty sure he is pretty autistic. He's a man who spends a lot of time just reading books. That's what he likes to do. He doesn't really like interacting with people. Most of his family isn't a big fan of him. And, you know, I got it. Like, as someone who now sort of understands a lot of that kind of stuff, especially when I have to live with this person.
Hey.
And his pack, new member.
Yeah, there's probably a chance that I'm a part of the tism as well.
Yeah, she's allowed to say it. I can't say it. But she has the...
Well, my dad definitely is.
Your dad has the...
Tism.
Yeah. I don't say it because it's not my right. I have the adhered.
The hood.
The adhered to pretty major degrees. We're pretty sure that I am very ADHD.
Yeah, we're getting the kids checked
It's
out.
why,
as well.
yeah. That's why, and the poor kids, they seem to have basically the worst of both
yeah, they
of
have
us.
like the double version of it.
But we're just going to support them as best we can instead of being assholes about it or pretending that it's not there. The thing is, I mean, we said it before. Like the girls with you and that game, and they were just fucking trashing you at it.
My cousin knows Paris Hilton personally. Says that Hilton is not the bright, but she knows her brand very well. Yeah, she's very savvy.
Savvy, yeah. Yeah, she's probably not like super duper smart, but she doesn't need to be. She doesn't need to be smart, but being savvy takes a type of intelligence. You know, there are definitely.
Well, yeah, you have to be quick-witted.
I mean, it's not necessarily quick-witted, but it's just sort of understanding a thing. Like looking at an object and getting how it functions is not something that's that big a deal. We call it the tism in my family too. My brother and my father both are autistic and they are way higher functioning. Yeah, I mean that's sort of the concept, but my father probably has that. In fact, I would be fucking astounded if he doesn't.
I don't know. I'm not very good with people, and that's I always put it down.
She's fine when she's drunk.
Yeah, when I'm drunk.
She's really good with people. That's how she pulled me, to be fair.
And
she drunked at me. I was like, oh, this chick's cool.
No, because I always put it down to being socially anxious.
This chick's cool. And then she showed me her tits, and I was like, yeah.
I always put it down just to having social anxiety more than anything else, but autism makes way more sense.
It's amazing how much our sick boy drinking whiskey sounds like a toddler sucking at the bottle.
Sucking on a dick.
I mean, me sucking on a dick doesn't sound like that.
Oh, no, I've never heard you suck on a dick.
Really?
Oh, yeah,
I mean, you sleep next to me. I don't understand how you don't. Best thing to do is acknowledge it and adjust how to deal with it. My best mate has Asperger's, and we know the do's and don'ts. Makes his life a lot better. With my father, the problem is he's an old. And the problem with olds is that they're surrounded by olds.
Not just that, he's a boomer old.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm pretty fucking old already. But there's expectations. My brother is very upset with my father because he was not the best father in the world. I understand why, which is why I tell my brother that our father has the tism, but I say it in a very, very, very frank way to try and help him understand that there's no point in being upset with him. There is literally, I apologize for all the burpees, but there's literally no point in being upset with how my dad acts, because he doesn't know how to act any different, because he clearly, very clearly is autistic. As far as we're concerned, we've spent a lot of time learning about this shit, because in some sense it's interesting, and in another sense it's relevant. You know, good night, terrible Patrick. I'm too old to have a diagnostic. I'm just a troubled child. I have a very strong feeling of exactly how old you are.
I don't think anybody's beyond getting diagnosed, but it is.
You can, as an older person.
It is difficult to get diagnosed, though.
Especially if you go out and look up the symptoms, and then get your doctor or go to another doctor and say, I think I'm autistic. A diagnosis would be useful. Is this why you have no faith? I have no faith because there isn't a God, because it would be ridiculous to think otherwise. But yeah, when if you have people in your life that kind of act like arseholes but don't seem to know that they're arseholes, there's a very good chance that there's something wrong with them.
Have people always been this autistic, or do we just diagnose better? We diagnose better.
We diagnose so much better now. That's the thing. That's the combination of.
I was talking to my dad about it, and my dad said, if he is, I said to him, you're probably autistic.
Your dad is hyper autistic.
And he went, yeah, actually, that would make sense. He said, but when I was a kid, it was just classed as slow.
Oh God.
Yeah, he was seen as slow and stupid in school. So, but he thinks that if he had
my dad and your dad,
if he had a diagnosis in school, he thinks he might have actually done better academically.
My dad and your dad are very similar, except my dad can get laid.
It's just my dad doesn't want to.
Can.
No, he had one girlfriend, my mum, and then just gave up.
And my dad's had multiple girlfriends. Therefore, my dad's better than yours. I mean, no. Think about it. They're both similar in that sense. And yet,
I have a better relationship with my dad.
That's
Boom!
true. My dad fucked off across the planet. Yeah. So, if you're listening, hi, Dad. It's not that I'm. What's the word for it that I'm looking for?
Salty.
I'm genuinely not salty. I just don't fucking care anymore. That's why I'm just happy to just talk shit about you. You're welcome. But not gonna happen. I tested for autism, but was told I didn't score enough to be diagnosed with it. So I guess I'm just a gun. I mean, you might just be a total piece of shit. Well, I don't care about anyone ever. You know, I thought I might have some condition, but it turns out that just people fucking suck. Yeah. Bram Stoker's Dracula, American Gothic, and Francis Ford Coppola was very capable as a movie doer.
Jesus Christ.
What have you done? Have you farted and offended
No,
yourself?
my armpits stink.
Oh no. Oh, don't worry. She hasn't farted and offended herself. Literally, her armpit. You had a bath like 2 hours ago.
Yeah.
How do you fucking manage that?
Because when I have a bath,
You don't clean your armpits.
I do. It's just my body goes, oh no, all the oils have been stripped from the skin. Make loads of more, make loads more, and then it comes out my armpit.
Lies. We have that really strong menthol stuff. If she doesn't clean with that, she's failed as a Who man.
I didn't use that. I used the soap.
Exactly. Oh yeah. Okay, it's your sister's fault. That makes sense. Internet bollockry.
She got me some eco soap, so I tried to use that, and apparently it doesn't stop me sweating.
I had one girlfriend. It was also your mum.
Probably.
Okay. Would explain why you're so fucked up. My dad could beat up your dad energy. Yeah, that's kind of what I was going for. Logical, lateral-minded, good memory, deep interest in narrow fields, very honest, difficult picking up social clues, all typical signs of autism.
Yeah, basically our kids then.
Although in some sense, not signs of some... I don't know. If you aren't autistic, Andy, you might be like schizoid. Essentially a personality disorder that causes social isolationism and emotional detachment. Fucking hell, words. I might actually genuinely be pissed now.
Yeah,
that was
you
really
have been
hard to
for
read.
a while.
Shut up, your mum. Ha! Owned. I was once tested for my hearing because they thought I couldn't hear proper. I was just ignoring them.
Yeah.
But then again, I have no idea what the fuck they said, so who knows. I was tested. I was tested for a bunch of things, but we've said it before. I think I was tested way back when they were looking for what I call boy DHD, where I have girl DHD. I think I have the more associated with girls form of ADHD.
Well, yours
which
is just less aggressive.
To an extent, but my brain does like to fucking drift.
No, you have internal anger, but you don't really out anger in the same way properly.
I mean, I wouldn't have thought of it as anger. I just more like just don't pay attention.
Your attention span is terrible.
My attention span is terrible, but at the same time, I have things set up so that I know when to pay attention.
No, with ADHD, you have bad emotional regulation. But your emotional regulation is not the same as boy DHD, which tends to lean more towards
external anger.
Yeah.
Whereas I have internal. If I get angry, I get mad at me.
Yeah.
Yeah, very much so. When I lose my temper, it's very, 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 very aimed at myself, which is very bad. You know who's real fucking funny? George Carlin. George Carlin can be could / can, however you want to put it, be very funny. But for most of the time, he was very pissed off. And I could get quite sick of him quite quickly. You know, he didn't go out of his way to be funny. He went out of his way to make a point. And his points were generally pretty good. But fucking hell, he could be hard to watch. Let's put it that way. Anyone else gargle neat TCP when they get a sore throat? No, I do not drink whiskey from PT fucking things. If you want a better way to have TCP cleanliness.
Hippie Joe,
Peaty whiskey.
I wouldn't say like lots of people use it as a crutch. I'd definitely say some people do use it as an excuse.
People will always have something that they use as an excuse to be a dickhead.
But
That doesn't stop the people.
But I honestly think giving children diagnosis early helps them in later in life.
Even if you don't give the kids that diagnosis, if you give the parents and they are paying attention, because some parents, you could give them a perfect diagnosis of the thing that their kids are going through, and they go, no, my kid's perfect because they came from me and I'm a perfect human being. And nah, they just fucking make the worst kids generally because they're fucking in denial about everything. But, you know, if we were given an absolute, okay, here's what's going on with your kids, there you go, it would make life so much easier. And I think,
well, with like you,
with the way we've interacted with our kids,
like with you though, like now we're pretty much convinced that with you with having ADHD, 90%. Before you put so much pressure and blame on yourself for forgetting things all the time, and you got angry at yourself constantly. But now you're just like, oh, ADHD moment, and you're like you're a lot less bothersome by it now.
I get pissed off about it.
Yeah, but you're nowhere near as bad as you were.
I don't know. I get pissed off about it, but I know why a thing happened. Having a why can be very helpful, regardless. Tesco cat plant. What use is that? What the fuck is a Tesco cat plant? Anyway,
no, but I kind of want one.
I want to plant the cat in Tesco's.
Is it like a cat? Is it short for cactus? I don't know.
George Carlins, think of how stupid the average person you've met is. Now remember, half of them are even more stupid. Is just perfect. And that is a thing that a lot of people haven't thought about. And yeah, they are fucking just the stupidest. But the thing is, what he didn't realise is there's just humans. When I say humans, that's basically what I'm saying. You know, I know, you wouldn't admit it to me. But I know for a fact that most of you are humans. But you are trying to be better than that by being terrible people. And terrible people, what are they? The best kind of people. That's a fact backed up by science.
Terrible people are the best type of people.
Not terrible, terrible.
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 I notice how I say it quite American.
The more you...
Terrible.
I'm a person.
Yeah, the girls corrected me the other day because I kept saying things like
that. Oh my god.
Because they wanted to know what terrorism was, and I said tourism, and they went, and they went, tourism? Isn't that when you go places?
That's fucking hysterical.
Calling me out on my pronunciation.
We found them. They're tourists. What am I thinking of? Tourism. That's fucking hysterical. What is that? I'm 3 gnomes in a trench coat. That's true, Roman. Have you tried not being that? Carlin was the first famous person I heard talk about religion. He was my hero from that point on. Very good. I am everyone else's first famous, handsome, sexy, and all the rest of the things person who talks about the religions in a non-serious fashion. But the protagonists do permit evil gods to take over the earth. What are you talking about?
I'm talking to somebody else.
I don't know. They should stop. All these comments are from me. That's a fact backed up by the super science.
God, you say that a lot.
What? The super science?
No, you just say the catchphrase like 20 times in one stream.
Yeah. Because everything I say is backed up by the science.
Gravy, gravy, gravy. Gravy, 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 gravy.
Demon orb is made of gravy. Anyway, we've hit 2 hours. And I think it's time to end this shit. Because, you know, it's me. But thank you for coming. Are you able to actually see my chats?
No.
I mean, if you've done more than that one, maybe not. But I definitely saw that one. All right. Thank you for coming, everyone, and I'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye. There we go.